following on from that, probably my last thing is what is an easy use case to get started with remote assistance? I'm sitting out there, okay, cool, sounds good, guys. Where do I start? How do I start? What would be some key indicators that could say, hey, I could adopt this technology?
Yeah, there's a couple of things we typically look for. And one is it's something that happens often. A lot of times somebody will come up with this great use case in their head and we'll say, okay, great. Well, how often? Well, that about once a quarter that we have that problem. Well, that's not a good use case, right? It needs to be something that happens pretty regularly, or something that's frequent enough for you to use the tool, get familiar with it, and see that the value is going to be added. Typically, we used to, there was a time when we thought internal use cases were the best to start with, like an internal, level, 3 or something, working with a field service engineer internally. But as the tool has become really much easier to work with and very user friendly, we see a lot of people starting with customer use cases and they do great, right? So I don't think it's really about, should it be working with a customer or working with an internal? It's really, something that happens frequently enough for you to really test the tool and the process and make sure you're doing that right. And that's really the main thing.
Yeah, and I would add another great use case which lends itself to adoption is in our industry, and I don't know, Mark, if this applies to some of the other industries that you work in, but in our industry, there are many occasions where you have equipment rollout, right? Like I talked to a company, a couple of months ago, and they were rolling out a new piece of equipment to 9,000 McDonald's. And by definition, what you have is and it was brand new piece of equipment. You have 9,000 restaurants staffed by people who've never seen this piece of equipment. And by definition, every technician that rolls out is going to be dealing with a new situation that they haven't been trained on. Or maybe they have been trained on, but there's no reason to be embarrassed. It's new. Nobody's seen this thing. And in my experience, you always have a small dedicated group of people that are on call to make that rollout successful. So you can have, you're educating 9,000 store managers and a number of technicians on what are we going to do, because we know we will have a glitch when we roll this out. How are we going to handle it? Perfect case to put Help Lightning in the hands of those 6 people who are on call and advise the other people that this time, when you get a glitch with that new thing, we're going to support you in a different and better way.
Yeah, I like that. And that's a really interesting concept. I mean, that's a huge rollout, although maybe not with some of the franchisees.
Yeah,
but
it applies if you're rolling it out to 50 restaurants too, Yeah,
100%. No, I do like that. And I think back to what Mark said as well, that frequency, don't try and adopt it and then use it once a month. And that comes back to what we were saying, I guess, in the guts of what we were talking about today is have an implementation plan, know where and how, and a proper rollout plan so you feel comfortable with that frequency of use as well. Really great to chat today, guys. I'm very excited about Help Lightning. I think it's a fantastic product. So I'm hugely biased with what you guys do. I love it, and I think it's only going to be part of our everyday future. How can people find out more about remote assistance and Help Lightning?
Yeah. Well, in our industry, I'm definitely here to help within the food service equipment industry. I'd be glad to engage with anybody, not just to, pursue a sale, but I love talking about this stuff with the industry. It's dennisincleveland@gmail.com, or you can, find me on LinkedIn. And we're certainly comfortable passing opportunities and discussions back and forth between Kitchen Equipment and Mark's company. Mark, from your perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. Just go out to the website, helplightning.com. There's plenty of information out there. There's, you can download a lot of information, or you can request a demo right there. We'll be happy to help you out.